Hello everybody, my name is Matt Stimpson and I'm the Faculty Leader for Creativity at Beckfoot School. Today's session is going to be about leading a diverse group of subjects. In today's session we'll look at the context of myself and my team, and then we'll look at strategies to establish a new team, to give your teams focus, to align developing team, and then finally some food for thought for my team and perhaps for yourselves as well. So let's get going then, first of all with the context of my team and myself. So as already said, my name is Matt Stimpson. I'm the Faculty Leader for Creativity at Beckfoot School in Bingley. I've actually been here since 2004, been here man and boy. I was appointed, first of all, as a music teacher, and then after 1 year, appointed as Head of Music. I then worked as Head of Music for just over 10 years and became Faculty Leader for Expressive Arts, so that was just drama and music, in 2016. Around about this time, I also completed a Masters in Education, specialising in leadership and management. So my current faculty started in 2018 and it brought together two previous faculties within the school. It consists of engineering, fine art, graphics, hospitality and catering, music, performing arts, photography and textiles. So it's quite a diverse range of subjects, as you can see. As with any new role, there were several early challenges. So first of all, we were bringing together two previous faculties, the Expressive Arts faculty and the Art and Design faculty. The Design Technology department in particular had quite a tricky time. They'd had various middle leaders over a long period of time, and they needed some settled leadership that could be led by assistant faculty leaders working with myself. Obviously, nationally there was the introduction of EBAC. Our school were really supportive of the creative subjects and non-EBAC subjects. They did things like supported vocational and technical awards, ensuring students could pick one of those. And they are positive, really positive about the arts in particular within school, but it was something that was always in the background, and also trying to find similarities between subjects and trying not to make sure that they were just bolted onto things. So looking for wherever we could similarities and new initiatives that could merge together even further. So in this section we're going to look at strategies that we use to establish a new team. So in this section we'll look at some strategies that I used to establish a new team. There were obviously a lot more than this, but the main ones, we were really lucky that as we started as a faculty there was also a new T&L team that were in place in school. They had some great ideas and we worked with those and latched upon those ideas quickly, which gave us a real purpose. So we embraced the whole school teaching and learning policy, but we did it through a subject lens. So we looked at what would it look like in art, how do we apply this in performing arts, and having that collective thinking between myself and my team of 4 AFLs was really, really important to help us move forward and to help us feel valued as a subject. And I'll keep coming back to that because that value is really important. We wrote our own faculty teaching and learning policy. We looked at what great teaching looks like in DT, in music, and those clear expectations that we could set out for the team were really important, but they continually evolved. And in fact, the teaching and learning policy that I've saved in the documents is very different to the first one and is really specific to us. It's something that we're really proud of. We also established this culture of continuous improvement. The fact that if it goes wrong, that's okay. We'll get feedback, we'll try and get it better. I found this on a personal level quite difficult at first. I used to find taking feedback that wasn't perfect quite difficult, and I remember one of our first faculty reviews, things weren't perfect, and I at first found that difficult to take in, but worked really hard to look at what we can improve, and now understand that feedback is just part of getting better, and I think that's really, really important for us. It shows a more mature faculty than when we started. Celebrating success, a massive thing, but also with the right people at the right time. So if you've found somebody that's done something great in class, then share it, say thank you to them. See what you can show on a wider scale as well. Finally, listening. I did an awful lot of that in the early days and still do. I think it's really important to listen to your team all the time and see how they're getting on, and listening to things going on around about not just lessons but out of lessons as well. Being honest and humble with people. If you get it wrong, say you've got it wrong. People respect that, but also going across, if somebody says, I need some help with this, can you help me? Yeah, I'll move that table. Do whatever you can to help people, because that's really. So it's just one example of how we took our school policy. So this is the Beckfoot way, our principles, processes and systems that we use within school, teaching and learning. And we took these and made them our own. So we looked at our starts of excellence. How would they work for us? What would they look like? We embraced this whole school teaching and learning policy, but a great example here would be in school we use show me boards quite a lot. Well, does that always work in every single lesson for what we're doing? Sometimes it does, but if we want to see in engineering how somebody's created a particular joint, then we need to make sure that we can show that and hold that up so people can see it, and their own work can be celebrated just as it would be across school. So making it through our own lens was key for our development. So here are some examples of where we took our faculty policy. So what a good one looks like, our waggles, and how we could celebrate them as well. So on the screen you can see here some of our posts that we made on social media actually. So not only is it showing what excellent looked like in our subject, but it's able to celebrate the work that the students and staff have completed as well. And that's key, that celebration that we can share with other people really helps build morale within a team. So this idea of creating and establishing a culture of continuous improvement was something we really embraced, and that's because it was research driven. So we've got some great quotes here from people who are much more versed and researched in this than myself, but they were really, really important, and particularly the Dylan William quote actually. And this was something that went across the whole school. But if we look at this, people want to get better and improve, not because they're not good enough, but because they can be even better for our students. And this is really key to what we believe in and what we move forward with, and we continue to evolve this all of the time. And celebrating success. Well, this is just a brilliant thing to do. I absolutely love being able to celebrate how great my team are, and I like to champion what they do. So we want people to go in and, if somebody comes to you and says, who can do this? Well, I'll tell you who can do this really well, and letting them know. So getting people to learn from each other, but to know that they're doing well. I think that's really important. Sharing work from each other and creating this culture where people say thank you and well done. In many ways, this slide was probably the most important. Listening to people, spending that time to put aside to listen to their ideas, fears, concerns about what they were doing and helping them get through them and develop. I spent hours doing that and still do. Being honest with people, knowing that you've not always got the right answer, saying when you've got it wrong, thanking them when they've got it right, being honest with them about their teaching as well and what we could do to improve, and being humble, similar things really, accepting that you've not always got the right answer, and building that facility within your team is really important to move forward. In this next section, we'll look at strategies we use to give the team more focus. So below we've got some strategies that we use to give the team focus, and some of these we've already alluded to before, but things like alignment, so making sure the school improvement plan was then reflected in our faculty improvement plan, but also in the appraisal process, and that made sure that we're on one refined approach for what we were doing. Within our school, we have a 1.5 hour planning time session every Monday after school, and using that aligned with our coaching that we have for every member of staff in school was really key to moving and driving forward. The great thing for me, I had a truly great team who were striving for the best for their students and continue to do so. They care, and that's massive. It's huge. Ensuring that each member of the team is known, heard. We know about their stories, what they're great at, what they want to keep working on, what their ambitions are, and their strengths. And I think those things, so that it was very personal, makes a massive difference to people and their enjoyment of their working life. And in this section, we'll look at strategies that we use to align our developing team. I think the biggest thing we did as a strategy was to find a focus. On reflection, I don't know if it mattered necessarily what the focus was, but we did hook in something that has driven our faculty forward and continues to be in the background of everything we did. So we worked on the ethic of excellence, which is Ron Berger's idea, but we looked at one based on a video that I watched by Sonia Thompson. And it talks about 3 different toolboxes in our education provision. So creating a culture of excellence, improving student work through modelling, multiple drafts, critique, public display and celebration, and teachers improving through passion and scholarship. And this just drove us forward so much and will continue to do so as we refine and develop what we've got. And here, just to bring one of those things to life, is critique. So we looked at the type of critique we should be given, and how we could make it refined. So this is an example from performing arts. So looking at the three types of feedback we should give, some sentence starters, but also referring back to success criteria as well. And this went across lots of our lessons in the faculty, and really helped, and then could build that celebration within a class, which then built into celebration across a year group, and then celebration further afield as well. So we reach our final section, food for thought. And so what have I learned through this process? I've learned a lot. I think being honest is just key. Admitting your mistakes. Some people say I do that too much, but I think it's important to be honest with people and show that you're humble and you know that you can move forward. Celebrate the team and the individuals all of the time. Let them get sick of it, that's fine. Emails, thank them, what they've done. Warmly holding people to account. Support them, but challenge them, then support them again, and keep that process going. Have clear goals and strategies and stick to them. It's so easy in education to be, pushed off track on something, but we put those goals in place for a reason, so stick to them. Try not to be too harsh on yourself. Things take time. Somebody once told me that try not to run before you can walk. I didn't really listen to them, but try your best to do that. And then for me, a great team around you is worth its weight in gold. I've got a wonderful team, a great team of assistant faculty leaders, and you just couldn't buy that. There are so many successes that I could share with you, with my team, and what we've managed to create and achieve so far. A growing faculty, the numbers of students is up, our groups are up and going through the roof, and causing our deputy head in charge of curriculum a bit of a problem. And that's, in the background of the national picture of EBAC. The faculty is positive, they support each other, they pull in the same direction. I'm not saying we don't fall out occasionally with things, but we know that we're doing things for the right reason. Our results continue to improve. A strong showing in our recent Ofsted inspection, where part of our faculty was involved in a deep dive. A strong and growing reputation in the local area for what we do, particularly in the creativity faculty. And a great extracurricular offer that is just wonderful to see our students excel in everything they do and give them their chance to shine. Our next steps then, so we've got a new faculty improvement plan on its way that will mirror the new school improvement plan. Working on building greater subject identity now, so leading in with that faculty identity. How do we do that? That's a challenge, I think. Looking for the next big thing to align and guide us. Is there one? Or do we continue to refine with what we've got? That's probably where I'm thinking right now. And looking how we continue to grow as a faculty and build our capacity and how we do that. And finally, I want to say thank you to you for watching today's presentation. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any suggestions, ideas, or if you're in a similar position, starting a new faculty and want to chat through to somebody and have a listening ear on things, then just get in touch. It'd be great to hear from you. Thanks ever so much. Have a great day.